All right. Welcome back, everybody. You know what time it is. It's time for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at some serious lyrical genius. The one and only Mingo.
Mingo.
This dude's wordplay is insane. We're tackling a verse from Best Feature Verses by Mingo Part 5. You can find it on YouTube. This particular verse, let me tell you, it's dense. I mean, even if you're not a hip-hop fanatic or anything, the creativity here, like just how he crafts these lines, it's undeniable.
Yeah, it's truly remarkable how he layers meaning and metaphors and imagery all in these really tight, intricate rhymes. You can tell there's a lot of thought and artistry going into it.
For sure. And this verse really kind of showcases Mingo's style, the depth of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, he hits you with this line, "My actions are my words, so I don't speak."
I love that line.
Right? It's like, whoa, hold on a second. What does that even mean, right? It's so paradoxical.
It is. It immediately pulls you in and makes you think. He's playing with that classic idea, actions speak louder than words. But he's subverting it. It's like he's saying his actions are so powerful, so clear, they transcend language altogether.
He doesn't need to explain himself, right? It's all right there in what he does.
Exactly. It establishes this aura of mystery and strength around him right from the start.
Totally. And just when you're processing that, boom, he throws in a pop culture reference, keeps you on your toes, killing everybody like I'm having a John Wick. Okay, now we're getting a better picture of this persona.
Yeah, like a highly skilled, maybe even a little dangerous character. The John Wick comparison is so specific, you immediately understand the level of intensity and precision he's talking about. It paints a really vivid image in your mind.
Like, this is not someone to mess with, right? And then he throws this line out there that just stopped me dead in my tracks. I gotta know what you think of this one. "I once killed 2 people with a third guy's 4th finger." What?
Whoa, that's a powerful image.
Right. I mean, is it literal?
Yeah.
A metaphor. Is he just messing with us? Like, what's the deal with that 4th finger?
I think it's intentionally ambiguous,
Yeah.
you know? He's pushing the boundaries of language, creating these shocking, almost surreal images that stick in your head. It's dark humor, for sure, but there's also this underlying sense of menace, of violence just simmering beneath the surface. And it's so unexpected, so specific. It just draws you in, makes you want to figure out what he's really saying.
It's brilliant. And then he starts playing with numbers.
Yeah.
Like, he gets into this whole numerical pattern.
Yeah.
5 from left to right, so you get the point, like beginner's slug on a baby boy's type.
Yeah.
No one left. There's almost like a code embedded in there, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It's like he's challenging the listener to decipher his words, to look for hidden meanings. But I also think it's about rhythm and flow. Remember, he's a rapper first and foremost. Numbers are percussive. They add this extra layer of rhythm to the verse, keep the energy up.
Like the way he spits it, the way he emphasizes certain syllables, it all works together, right?
Exactly. He's creating this complex tapestry of sound and meaning, keeping the listener engaged, maybe even a little off balance, like you're never quite sure what he's going to do next.
Totally. And just when you think you've got him figured out, he throws in this image that seems almost spiritual, a stark contrast. Stuns double for a baby in a manger. Like, whoa, where did that come from?
Right. He's juxtaposing these two worlds, the violence and aggression we've been hearing with this image of birth, of innocence, of something sacred. It makes you stop and think, what's the connection here? Is he trying to redeem himself? Or is it something darker, like a twisted sense of humor, mocking the idea of innocence altogether? It's open to interpretation.
I'm telling you, every line is a puzzle. And then we get these themes of authenticity, of being true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
He mentions false prophets and being his own doppelganger. It's like he's grappling with staying real in a world full of fakes.
It's a theme that runs deep in hip-hop. This idea of keeping it real, of being true to your roots, your experiences. Mingo seems to be taking it a step further, almost questioning the very nature of identity. Like, who is the real him? And how do you stay true to yourself when the world is constantly trying to mold you into something else?
Especially in the music industry, right?
Yeah.
There's so much pressure to conform, to play a certain role. And if you connect that back to the first line, my actions are my words, it's almost like he's calling out hypocrisy. Like he's saying, don't judge me by what I say, judge me by what I do.
It's like he's saying, I'm not going to waste my breath on empty words. My actions will speak for themselves.
Which takes us to this line. Don't open my heart for those close to me. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be, and I'm an all-round winner. It's such a mix of, vulnerability and bravado,
It is. It's like he's acknowledging the pressures of fame, the toll it takes on personal relationships, Maybe he's saying he has to keep some parts of himself guarded to protect his heart.
Maybe it's a defense mechanism, you know, like I can't let anyone in too close or they might use it against me. But at the same time, there's this confidence, this self-assuredness. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be.
It's a really interesting balance, right? He's not afraid to show his vulnerability, but he's also fiercely independent, determined to succeed on his own terms.
And then, boom, the tone shifts again. He goes from introspective to straight up aggressive. Check this out. Hardworking like a pervert, and if you're somewhere in between, then homie, you just in my way. He's coming for someone.
Yeah, you can feel the energy change, right? Like a switch flipped, it's confrontational, almost threatening. He's not holding back anymore. It makes you wonder who he's targeting, right? Is it other rappers? The industry itself? Maybe even his own doubts and insecurities.
It's like he's drawing a line in the sand, you know? You're either with me or against me.
And there's a sense of urgency, too, like he's racing against the clock. Hardworking like a pervert, he says. It's a provocative image, for sure, but it conveys this intense drive, this relentless ambition, like he's not gonna stop until he reaches the top.
And then he throws in these images that are like both religious and kind of dark. He talks about pulled the void and Lord works in mysterious ways. It's interesting how he blends spirituality with these like street level realities.
That's something you see a lot in rap music. It reflects this worldview where faith and struggle, the sacred and the profane coexist. It's not always about black and white. It's about navigating the gray areas, finding meaning in the midst of chaos.
It's like he's creating his own mythology, his own set of beliefs, and then he leaves us with this final image. So evocative, but so ambiguous. Foreign brown sugar. What do you make of that?
I think it's a perfect ending to the verse. It leaves you wanting more, wondering what it all means. Is it a metaphor for success, for love, for something darker? Mingo doesn't give us the answers. He invites us to engage with his words, to come to our own conclusions.
That's what makes him so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
He's not just a rapper, he's a poet, a storyteller. He's using language in such a creative, unexpected way. It's truly inspiring.
It is. It reminds us that language is a powerful tool. It can be used to inform, to persuade, to entertain, but it can also be used to challenge, to provoke, to make us think in new ways.
It's amazing how much he packs into just one verse. I mean, this has been a wild ride.
For sure. If you enjoyed this little glimpse into Mingo's world, I highly recommend checking out the full song and exploring more of his music. He's truly a master of his craft.
Absolutely. And as you listen, think about this. Is understanding every single word the key to enjoying rap? Or can you just vibe with the flow and the feeling? Something to ponder. Until next time.
Peace out.
See ya.